Hey guys, just wanted to take a few minutes to talk you through several things as we are navigating into this new weekend. It has been quite a while, and that's just totally on me for not having communicated with you in a more robust, detailed way. That's just been a lack of discipline, and honestly, kind of we're about to get back together, everybody's about to get together. I'd rather do all this in person, and you know the whole story. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And so, as we have struggled to get back together, we've had great times on Sunday. We've had, anywhere from 35 to 50 people at the building, either inside or outside. I mean, between inside and outside. We'll have anywhere from 10 to 30 on our calls. Last week we were bumping around 25 or 26. So it's interesting because we're still running between 75 and 100 people every week, or it seemed to be. And so I'm encouraged by that. You guys have been so gracious, and so many of you continue to give. You give online, you're giving physically when you come, you're mailing it in. So thank you all for all that. So I think I'm so sorry. I've ended up taking you for granted, and I didn't mean to. And unless you're a rock, you don't want to be taken for granted. Get it? Anyway, a lot of people miss that. So let me just do some quick announcements for you. I'm going to do this by video. I may try to put this into an email and email it to everybody so you get a hard copy as well for those that don't like to watch videos, even though I think the majority of us do. I'm going to try to keep this tight, but at the same time, share enough information. Four things I want to talk about. One is let's talk about this coming Sunday's sermon. Let's talk about last Sunday's. Let's talk about COVID-19, and then we're going to talk about a small group opportunity that someone's starting. So four things this Sunday, number two, last Sunday, number three, COVID, and then number four, small group. First of all, this Sunday, I'm going to, apart from God changing my direction again, we're going to look at how to hear God's voice. Several things that we can do. We're going right out of 1 Samuel 3, probably 4. I'll probably weave that into there because of the importance of that as we walk through the book of 1 Samuel. So I know I announced it last week. I was trying something new to let you know the topic, and then I felt the Lord hearing God's voice before church changed directions, and I may or may not have missed it. I don't know. I could have probably put it off for another week. However, what we did talk about is the generational exchange, and we hit on some of that, and many of you have affirmed it and thanked me for sharing that. My goal is to get that outline online for you so that you can at least see that if you didn't hear it. So this week we're going to talk about hearing God's voice, keys to that and principles, how we hear it, and how to know we're hearing it, or at least find more surety in that. And then last week I'll try to get that online and see if Casey can get that up for us. I'm always throwing stuff at Casey. We'll just have to see. Bless his heart. He's so faithful. Number three, let's talk about COVID. I've had several people say, should we stay inside? Should we stay outside? I've had that question all week. Let me just give you an update. Number one, as many of you know, I'm constantly getting information from the Department of Health. I have a contract with them, so I sit in on a staff meeting every week where I get the numbers straight from the statistical starting point. So I hear all these numbers. I'm not going to wear you out with numbers, but let me just tell you this. Our infection rate, our hospitalization, and our lack of beds in the hospital and ICU are both higher than they were last July. Now, that was our peak, by the way, last July. So we just surpassed it this week, and all of those numbers are going up at an exponential rate. They call it factor 9, which means that for every one person that we know has it, next week 9 people will have that. Number will be times 9. So just do the math. That's how steep the curve is on infection. With that said, mortality seems significantly lower. Okay, So while the infections are going up right now, we're not seeing the same mortality rate. People aren't dying like they were. Now, people are dying. It is happening. I'll get to that in a second. So we will continue to meet at this point inside, outside, and online. Okay? Well, Dan, why are we doing that if the infections are still up? Because I really trust you to make the decision that's best for you and your family. Okay? We do have vaccination now. Vaccinations do make a difference. They have both lowered the infection rate, and they've lowered the brutality rate, how brutal it is, and they've lowered the mortality rate. So whether you believe, I know that we have people who believe vaccinations are wrong, they're changing the DNA. We've got people all over the map on that, and I want to respect that. I know there's lots of perspectives. I have been vaccinated, so if you believe that it's a conspiracy, then I guess I'm now a part of the conspiracy. But I would just say that with vaccinations, that has improved, and those are available. They're available to us now, and if you have any questions about that, just email me, dan@livingstonfellowship.com, and I can give you the information I know. However, with that said, you can go to the Mississippi State Department of Health website, and they'll show you where those vaccination places are. So I'm going to trust you to know what's best for you. Obviously, we want to see everyone physically as much as we can. The research that I've read tells us that infection rates are exponentially lower when people are outside. In fact, the contact tracing tells us that being outside is in some cases almost eradicates infection, especially if there's a level of distance. And so our outside option is a great option if you want to come and be able to see people and wave at them and interact and so forth. Those of you that have been vaccinated or maybe have already had it and you're comfortable, you want to sit inside. And then those of you that are just more comfortable staying at home, I've shared with you my concern about being so isolated that we feel that alone. I'm very, very concerned about that because I know we need to be together. But you're your own agent, okay? I'm going to affirm and support what you believe is best for you and your family by still providing those. Now, we may have to shut that down eventually. I don't know what the governor is going to do. I don't know what they're going to require of us. But right now, we have three options, okay? With that said, I don't want you to get this infection. It's brutal. I know I have some in my family that believe that we all need to get it and get to herd immunity, and I understand that, but we certainly didn't do that with measles. We certainly didn't do that with mumps and all the other things that we have vaccinations for. That took something more intense. So whatever your conviction is about vaccination, I don't want you to get this infection. If you get it, they're still researching about how long you're inoculated against it, but I trust you. However, the statistics are higher in your favor of survival. Certainly not a guarantee, but your survival. But that may not mean you don't get a brutal experience with it, okay? So that's a real long kind of pastoral approach to this, and I hope that's helpful in you and your discussion. If it would be helpful to you to discuss it more, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, as I said, and I'll try to get back with you. Just leave me a number. I can call you or an email. Obviously, if you email me, I can just email back. I'll do my best to respond as detailed as I can to help you. And then finally, in light of all that, Mickey and Kathy Plunkett have been talking to me for some time about wanting to start some small groups or start a small group at Summer Tree. They will be meeting outside at the clubhouse at Summer Tree on Sunday evening, August 29th. So you just go to Summer Tree, go around back. They'll be discussing it outside. Anything that we do will be aware of the infection and how that should play out. We'll continue to keep an eye on those numbers. So please, you can contact them. If you don't know who they are and you want more information, again, email me, Dan@livingstonfellowship.com. I'll get you all that information and connect you with them by email, and y'all can talk that way. Okay. So that's my update. I hope that's helpful. I hope to see you Sunday, either online or face to face. We may even set up outside, and Casey and I work from outside, and then people that want to stay inside will have the air conditioner and the TV. I don't know. We haven't decided all that. We're playing that by ear. Casey and I are just trying to let the Lord lead us the best we can. But at this point, unless it's really raining, they're supposed to be raining pretty heavy this weekend. But as you know, our forecasts aren't very reliable, and we'll just see how it goes. I love you guys. It's such a blessing to be with you in this journey in this season, and know that I'm praying for you. And I do miss seeing you. I've thought about a lot of names this week that I haven't seen in a while, and I just miss you. All right? God bless you. Bye.